Okay, so this is going to be a pretty important video, but it's mainly a note to myself and something for me to keep for the records, keep on the old YouTube journal. But you guys will, you might find this useful as well. I can't, the amount of excuses that I myself, I'm one of the worst people for this. But the amount of excuses that pop up in your mind is abysmal. It's terrible. It's awful. The amount of excuses that you rationalize and you come up with and you try and justify as to why you can't do something, as to why I cannot sit here and record a fucking video. The amount of excuses that people make as to why they can't do something. It's only in the periods where I am doing something that I really do not like to do, such as working a job, being in that shitty factory, waking up at 5 AM, getting there for 6 AM, no sleep because I've got home and I want some time to enjoy to myself. 9 to 5 jobs are fucking slavery, man. But knowing that that is what's out there, that is what is facing me, how can I reasonably, we'll have it in this hand, knowing that that is out there, how can I reasonably sit here and create excuses in my own mind as to why I cannot dedicate myself towards something? But if you thought your mind wasn't the worst thing you've got to face, when you actually do dedicate yourself, and I've left job after job, I've left that all behind, I've left people behind, but when you actually do dedicate yourself and focus your mind on your mission, on your goal, the amount of shit you have to deal with other people. You need to be prepared for people to leave you, people you never thought who would be disloyal, are disloyal, people who were only close to you because they wanted you or your energy, or they had serious negative emotions, they envied you and they wanted to get close to you and destroy everything that you ever stood for. Not only do you have to deal with your own mind, you have to deal with all this shit from other people. If you want to be different, and this is what I found out massively, if you want to dedicate yourself, you need to be prepared for everyone to point the gun at you and pull the trigger multiple times. And you need this rock solid mindset, and I've got that now, and that's why I built Creator Mind Mastery. But you need a rock solid mindset to deflect everything, to keep all this shit from getting into your bubble. And this is the mentality or the phraseology I like to use. You can imagine yourself in a bubble. You're in a bubble. You're going about your business. You're doing your work. And then people always try and disturb your bubble. We can all imagine a bubble as like a floating orb around someone. People will try, but their attempts will be flimsy. They'll send words, they'll say things, they may threaten you, which is a very dangerous thing to do to another man. They may threaten you, they may say words, or they may gossip. Very low level behaviour. Gossip girls, men, like guys who gossip, they aren't men. What type of man gossips about another man? It's very low level behaviour. But these things, they get sent your way, but they're like pebbles. They are like pebbles that cause a little ripple in your bubble, but you're strong enough now with the mindset that you've built to stay within your bubble. But there are some people that try and take it by force and by deception. Let's talk about deception first. The first type of person that really wants what you have, is really envious and jealous of you, will try and take it by deception. They will put on such a fake mask to try and get close to you, to try and disturb you. They'll learn everything about you, they'll study you, they'll analyse you, they'll plant seeds of doubts, and they're really quite crafty, and you have to give it to them. They do a good job. These, I would say, evil spirits, these very demonic people. Like, honestly, I would say it's a very demonic thing to do. But they get close and they, like, if you fall for it, they'll attach to your bubble. And they'll slowly start sapping your bubble and making a hole in that bubble. And then that's how they get in. And I guess this is why people say, keep your enemies close, but your friends closer. Or is that the saying? I don't know. But the people, be careful of who you let close to you. You need to make sure your circle of friends, the people you interact with, your social network, they are rock solid. And a tip for you, I'd say, is loyalty. It's not hard to ask for loyalty from people, but people don't like being loyal because they're selfish and they're narcissistic and they're all about themselves and they're all about cheating, lying and stealing their way to enrich themselves rather than doing it the right way. So if you're trying to go around the right way, you've got to be careful of these people. But rock solid iron loyalty, it's not hard to ask for in these days. You have to be prepared, and I was prepared throughout my life. I was prepared to take bullets for people, that kind of loyalty, which we've forgotten because a lot of people have now become so self-serving because, again, the excuses, in their mind, they love their excuses. And anyone that, like me, ditches the excuses, focuses on their mission, they hate people like me, and they'll hate people like you as well if you're focusing on your own mission, and that's why the mindset is so important. The second type of person is those people who try and take it by brute force, and this is something I've had to come to a realization myself. I've been studying Buddhism and Christianity and all the religions and what they say about the karma, but some people, like if someone comes up to you with a knife, are you really just going to stand there and be like, okay, I'll turn the other cheek and you can stab me while I turn the other cheek? Like a Christian may say that my faith is weak, but I would say it's only logical to respond. You have to be like a wolf, and that is why I have a wolf on my arm, like a wolf tattoo. You have to be loyal to what's right. You have to be loyal to what you're doing and your purpose and your mission, because a lot of people confuse that with selfishness, being all about yourself, being loyal to yourself. But no, being loyal to yourself is about being loyal to things you care about, and you care about the people around you. You're selfish to a point, you're selfish to an end. The ends justify the means. If you can provide for your entire family, give them healthcare treatment, things like this, but you're called a bit of a cunt for 5 to 10 years, the ends justify the means. If people can live longer because of your hard work, that is justifiable in my opinion. But these people, when you're in this bubble, they'll literally try, they know the words can't hurt you, the pebbles, nothing can really get into you. And even if you know about the people that are trying to get you by deception, some people will just try and take it by brute force. Some people will just try and destroy the barrier of the bubble at all costs. And after studying Buddhism and karma and everything, I don't think karma exists in the way that we think. Serial killers get rich. If the world was about fairness, then a lot of the people who are mega wealthy would not be wealthy. A lot of people with personality, serious character flaws would not be where they are. So being good, I think is a quote that I heard from Dan Pena. God doesn't pay that well. God doesn't pay that well. Being the good boy, the guy who follows the law to the letter, so to speak, doesn't reward you, and I think it actually detracts from your life. There's this careful balance between the two, the fine line. But people will try and take what you have by force, and essentially life is this, in my opinion. God sets you on your path from A to B. You have a predetermined plan, and he has the plan in his mind. You don't know the plan, and you're just experiencing the plan from A to B. And left alone, you will just accelerate on that plan in God's good timing. But I don't believe that the world allows that to happen, because on your plan, how many times, like, it's the same old. People are doing well, then they get fucked over by something, another thing, and they lose their way. Genuine people lose their way, and then they fall into this depth of despair. But you lose your way when you allow people who try and take you off your path. You lose your way because you let them do it by force. If someone throws a punch, I believe you throw a punch back. I don't believe you just sit there idly by, oh, God's going to save the day. I don't think that. I think God has set us here to, in some ways, retaliate. And that is my mindset, that is my mentality. Are you really going to sit there, if you saw someone you loved getting beaten up, are you really going to sit there and say, oh, God, come down and stop it? No. You have the power yourself to go over and stop it. It's pathetic. People moan and complain, oh, the state of the world, the state of the economy, the state of politics, this, that and the other. But what are you doing about it? You're not doing anything. What are you doing about it other than complain, other than moan, other than lower the vibration of the world? What are you doing other than being a little bitch? But that is my video today. Your bubble is rock solid, and that is why I have started Creator Mind Mastery, because mindset was the biggest thing that I had to get over at the starting point. And now that I've got to a position where I can do, and I do, I want to give that to you guys as well. The Creator Mind, that's what I'm calling it. You build a Creator Mind, and the program is called Creator Mind Mastery. I talk about a lot of things, about law of attraction, law of abundance, breaking negative thought loops, how to build this kind of disciplined oomph in your life, how to continue through it. So if that is something you're interested in, which I truly believe that every man should be, and every man who's watching this video will be interested in it, because it is helpful, and I'm proud of the work I've done, and I want to give that back to you guys, give it back to the channel. In terms of Creator, where I'm taking the channel, obviously we're building something much more greater here. Creator greater. But we are building a institute, I'd say, the Creator Institute of Higher Knowledge. I've got big plans for the future, so stick around, stick with the content, show your love, show your support, and we're building a proper movement here, building something real that's going to be lasting through the generations. See you in the next one.